I like him as a coach, but if he would have played that situation a little better, and then on top of that, the teammates was coming at Kawhi too. You know what I'm saying? It was like Tony Parker. He was like,
say him especially.
Yeah.
Like the media named him. He called him out. So
and like, you know, we not there in the locker room, so you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what players are being told. You don't know, like, shoot, for a long time, like, people thought Jordan was they thought he was a cool guy. It turned out Jordan's a straight asshole. Like, you know, now you got he getting on people. He was getting on, like, most recently you got the Kwame Brown incident stuff going on and everything. So he ain't taking that from nobody no more.
The moment you said his name and threw out that contrast, because he was such a great player, people thought he was a cool nigga. Like, I think it was Kwame Brown recently, like within the last couple weeks, that said, you niggas that's good at basketball got it confused because y'all think because y'all good at basketball that y'all good people.
Yeah. That's a prime example. I still view Jordan as the GOAT, but probably just like as a man. I don't know him personally. Maybe as a man, he's probably cool, like, you know, outside of basketball. But when it just comes to basketball, with his mental and how he think other people should perform, he gotta realize, bro, everybody can't be you. It's only you. You are one of a kind. You're the GOAT, so that means you're better than everybody that's played the game thus far. Unless somebody just comes off. Now certain people, they saying that LeBron is the GOAT, which I don't, you know, believe that narrative. But it's just, unless somebody else comes off and comes around, in my opinion, then I'm still gonna say Jordan's the GOAT.
It'd be hard to. It's hard to make an argument for greatest of all time, because if somebody like Jordan that came through and dominated, you know what I'm saying, went to the finals, and I mean, not to get it confused, because people make it seem like, well, okay, 6 finals appearances, 6 wins, you know what I'm saying, because I was going to say, it's not like he never lost in the playoffs, because the nigga was getting his ass whooped in the playoffs before he started winning. But,
he was, but he ain't have nobody else that could help him. All good players still need help.
Yeah.
It's just like, think about Steph just lost.
Yeah.
In the playing game.
Man, to get where they got though, man. You know what I'm saying? I was happy to see they got where they got, because like if they would have had a terrible season like they did last year when he wasn't playing, I would have been very disappointed in Steph. So I'm glad they at least got to where they got this season with him playing.
I just hope Klay Thompson comes, because like my 3 favorite players to watch, it's a weird list of certain people, but my favorite player is Russell Westbrook, and then I like to watch Giannis play, and then Klay Thompson, and then I throw Steph in there too. So those like my 4 of the players like that I favor to watch.
I can see that though, man, because especially Klay. When a nigga rub, it be something special.
Bruh, there's no stopping him.
It be something special, man. And it comes out of nowhere, man. It comes out of nowhere. Like, everybody's always expecting for Steph to go off and go nuclear, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, when Klay get hot, you know what I'm saying, like, you ain't no shutting him down either.
I think just when I don't know if I saw the game where he dropped like 60 off of like 11 dribbles. I think I seen the game, but I can't remember. I don't know if I saw it live, but I definitely went back to go watch it. And then like my favorite feat of his is when he broke Steph Curry's 3-point record.
14 threes in the game?
14 threes in the game. I watched that live. He was smoking the Bulls. Smoking their ass.
Oh, that was the Bulls.
Oh my God. I don't even, how many, was that the 60-point game? Was that it?
I don't think that was that game.
I can't remember though, but I just remember watching that live though. I'm like, this dude is like just cooking. And the thing I like about it was his teammates was unselfishly, they were just giving him the ball, and I'm like, that's what I want to see. And to be honest with you, maybe because I'm a different
52.
Oh, 52? Okay, 52, 5 and 14. He had 14 assists that game too.
That's nasty.
Oh my God.
That's nasty.
That's crazy, man.
It is nasty.
So this man is capable of giving you 60 points off 11 dribbles and guarding the best nigga on the opposing team. That's crazy, and it pains me though because they still have yet to give him like any he probably won't win the defensive player of the year, but he doesn't have like any NBA like all team defense or anything like that on his resume, and he should. Like he's consistently giving you like, I think he like averages like 23 points a game for his career, and he always guards the team's opposing best player though.
Yeah, you have to.
Unless they like a center or something like that.
Especially if they're in the backcourt, he have to because Steph's smaller than him. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like
Steph be getting killed on offense, man. On the offense tip, like if he's not playing the passing lane, if it's 1-on-1 and it's another god tier guard, man, Steph be getting
like
killed.
A Kyrie or somebody.
Yeah, Steph be getting that work.
But I mean, but that go back and forth though, because they really can't guard each other.
Nah.
Like if you got
ain't nobody has Steph's range. Steph has the most range in the league.
I would argue KD.
I was finna say, yeah, you finna say him.
I will argue KD because he can just pull over. He could just pull up above anybody. No one in the league can negate Kevin Durant.
Nah.
Like nobody.
Except Pat Beverly.
You said except who?
I'm saying.
Man, I was like, I didn't even know what you said. I'm like, what?
Got that taken ejected.
Last
run with the,
I mean, but
Warriors,
who had the last laugh though?
Oh man, Warriors definitely had that last.
That's what I'm saying. That man sat up there in the press conference. He said, "You know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant," and he came back and started busting ass.
I like the Clippers. I just can't stand that nigga Pat Beverly.
Oh yeah,
that nigga is ass, man.
Especially after what they did last season, though, bro. Like I was just saying, like so they playing the Dallas Mavericks again, in the first round, and they just lost to them last night. I'm like, if the Mavericks, if they go up 2-0 in the series, Clippers they're losing. They're going home in the first round, and then the only way I see Kawhi staying on the Clippers is if Steph says, you know what, Golden State, it's been good, but I gotta go, and he goes to the Clippers. Now you don't have to worry about Paul George, because Kawhi, he's going to ball out, but Paul George, I don't think he's going to end up carrying that extra weight to help Kawhi. So if you got Steph, Kawhi, and Paul George, it don't matter.
You really think Steph is in consideration of leaving Golden State?
I don't know, because I think in his heart, I think he wants to retire a Warrior.
Right.
I think he wants to retire a Warrior, but at the same time, I think he wants to continue winning.
So
Steph is. I didn't even know the dude was this. Steph is 33 years old.
Man,
I didn't know that.
I don't know, man. They just need they need a talented. They need a big man that's talented. They need somebody in that 3, 4, 5 slot that's talented. Somebody that can at least sometimes create their own shot, that you don't always have to be on the floor to produce for. You know what I'm saying? Because they just like that. That's besides them having Kevin Durant, that's always been a weakness to me. Like they've always
they center
like
position,
an awkward team,
yeah,
because they've never really had anybody that was solid down there. You know what I'm saying? That was solid in the front court.
Yeah, but that's like the MJ Bulls. They didn't really have a center like that. That was their weakest area on that team. They probably had a decent one, but it wasn't like a high quality center. So.
Well, hell, when you got the GOAT and you trying to get that nigga to stay so he can keep winning you rings,
that's true. I think since you brought it up with the center position, at least for the Warriors, I heard like some rumors previously that they were going to try to go after Karl Anthony Towns. So that would be perfect for what you need. He's a center that can shoot threes.
Yeah, he can space the floor.
Yeah, so like if he is, and it's no like but he's not a good defender. Like he's not going to like
he don't give you that rim protection that you would want.
Exactly. So it's like you will sacrifice a little defense for more offense. But the good thing about that is he still is 7 feet, so he can still present some problems.
A big presence.
Yeah.
Somebody like an Anthony Davis or Joel Embiid.
Exactly. offensively, I would say he can score with the best of them. Just defensively is where he's, you know, like it's where the separation begins because Joel Embiid and what's the AD, they're better than him defensively. So that's why I was like, you know, but that would be good for the Warriors to get him if they can get him.
I just want to see a quality player down there, man.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing Kevon Looney and letting niggas blow by him. I'm sick of the commentating too, man, because I remember before they had KD and Kevon was forced to guard LeBron, and they sitting there talking about some. I mean, LeBron just having his way with him, but but if you listening to the game over the radio or you know what I'm saying, or you just listen to the commentators, they talking about some. Oh my gosh, amazing D by Kevon, but LeBron just blows. How is it amazing if he blowing by the man?
I mean, but
he didn't scored how many points on this man? And you talking about the D amazing? He's scared to touch LeBron.
Yeah, because they gonna call a foul.
I mean,
and you know the league is not they not letting you get away with all that physicality nowadays, though, bro.
And he wouldn't put nobody on him. Like he put nobody. Like this was the defense he was playing. This is hands, and the closer LeBron got, this where his hands went. You not even presenting the presence. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to stop you. That ain't what your body language saying. I mean, it's not like if you present it like that, like, oh yeah, nigga, I'm finna shut you down, that LeBron finna back away anyway, but you non-verbally you telling them, I don't want no problem, bro.
But think about it though. But I don't think that's a sign towards LeBron. That's a sign towards the ref. But I'm serious though, because like if you got your hands up right here, it's hard for them to blow the whistle and say you touched him. If your hands is not like, you know, in his face or in his you know in his circle, in his bubble.
We in the same league where LeBron was the only one in the backcourt, and the nigga walked 3 to 4 steps, just clear as day, carried the ball, no dribble.
I seen James Harden do that too before,
and the refs didn't call that. It's the same league.
We was just talking about that, bro. But like 2 seasons ago, that play where Kevin Durant, he was literally out of bounds and threw the ball in. I think to Steph, he shot a 3 and made it, and they didn't say it was out of bounds. They just let it go. I'm like, and we said like these refs getting paid $100K, 200 up to $250K, and you can't make a blatant call.
Up to $500,000.
I mean, yeah, probably if they've been there for like 10 years, they probably getting paid $500K. But if you can't make a blatant call like that, you just miss it. Yeah, it's something wrong.
Man,
pay me to blow a game. I'll do that.
It's bad officiating, man. And
But just think about it though. You was just talking about Kevon Looney guarding LeBron, but I'm like, it's fucking LeBron. Like, how many niggas can you actually sit up here and say that actually locked up LeBron? It's not many. Only person I really see do it is Kawhi.
Yeah, he wouldn't even come. I was trying to think of somebody. I was trying to think of a defensive-minded player that like somebody like Tony Allen. And I just couldn't think of a play where I've seen him guard him and lock him up.
I've seen Tony Allen give Kobe problems.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
And hell, didn't Kobe admit that was his like hardest matchup?
Yeah.
He said, man, I hated that nigga, man. That nigga gave me the most problems, but I wouldn't tell him that.
But I mean, he didn't have to tell him. He knew it. He knew it. I think Kobe, he was like, and the other one, he was like, sometimes, you know, when he's guarding other guys, he can like catch on to what they do. He was like the only person that he could never figure out how to guard was Kevin Durant.
I mean, it would suck guarding Kevin Durant. You know, it's like when a nigga can just rise over you, like that would just suck. Like I've had to guard niggas that was like hella tall, and I'm like, man, I can't even. All I can do is put a hand in his face, but the nigga can still see over the tips of my fingers. So it's like, what am I really doing? So that would suck, because Kobe was like, what, 6'6", 6'5"?
Yeah, him and Jordan like the same size. 6'6", probably like 210, maybe 215 at the most.
This 7-footer that can take you off the dribble, shoot it. Man, like, that's like, I mean, but when you a competitor, you don't care. Like, when you a true competitor, you like, all right, I'm gonna shut this nigga down. Like, it's nothing nobody can tell you, and you don't really know what you can do until you try, especially because if your mental is weak and his mental is weak, you know what I'm saying? If he get that one bucket off, he might think, oh, okay, now he got the confidence to
Yeah.
to elevate his game. You know what I'm saying? Because coming into it, he might be thinking, "Oh, I can't do nothing with this nigga." But then if you thinking that too, and then he get his rocks off first, now he done built the confidence, and now now this nigga didn't, you know what I'm saying? Now at the end of the game, he would do his Burke to muscle. And you know what my name is.
Yeah.
I'm Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying?
But it's only a handful of people that can say that though.
Yeah.
Everybody can't say that. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
you can't be Patrick Beverly and say, "Hey, man, I'm Patrick Beverly." They gonna say,
nigga ain't.
"What the fuck that mean?" What?
Nigga ain't. But I say that because it's like because I've guarded niggas that's been bigger than me, and if I sit there and think, oh, this nigga a whole foot taller than me, and he just gonna back me down all game, and I ain't gonna be able to do nothing with him. If that's the mindset I had going into the play, you know what I'm saying, and I already lost because I'm telling myself I can't do nothing.
Right.
But because I go into it like, man, I'm gonna do what I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this nigga bigger than me, but if he try to back me down and he try to spin to his left or his right, I said I'm gonna try to time this nigga and rip him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's some stuff that Kobe would kind of say. You know, like I heard him say some stuff like that too.
That's how I'm thinking. So I'm just thinking about this one time I go to this nigga. I'm 5'7". This dude's probably, I don't know, man. He was probably 6 feet, and he had 6 feet. I've been like one between like 130, 140 my entire life. So he was probably 6 feet, 200. I guess it's kind of husky. So I'm thinking he gonna try to play like a big man, but he wasn't. He was trying to play like a guard. So it worked. It worked to my benefit. Like, don't get me wrong. He had a better shooting ability than me, but I don't spend a lot of time shooting. But because he was playing like a guard instead of a big man, it was a level playing field. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not using his advantage over me.
He's not backing you down, not posting you up, not doing nothing.
He wasn't utilizing it at all. So you want to play me straight up like a guard? All right, let's do that. You know, and I locked him down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, 6 feet, 200. I locked him down, put him on clamps. He got the talking track, and I would see him because I was going to the same gym, and so I would see him every so often, and then he just got to talking trash because somebody told him he was trash or told him he was playing like trash. So he was like, man, I'm doing such and such. I was like, nigga, I put you on clamps. What you mean? And he looking at, I said, nigga, you've been on every time I guard you on clamps.
I ain't score, ain't do nothing.
And the crazy thing is, I'm thinking, okay, now he gonna get mad and play like he's supposed to play. He still played me like a guard, and I still put him on clamps. You know what I'm saying? But that was because of my mindset.
Well, that too, but I feel like a lot of people have been poisoned by Steph Curry.
What's this?
Everybody wants to shoot. Like, if you don't like have a natural ability to shoot, it's no point in doing it. Especially like, bro, like you just said, you like 140 at the most, 5'7". This nigga like 6'2". He's got like 60 pounds on you, if not more. That makes no sense. Like, and if anything, if I'm on the court and I see that, I'm like, why the fuck are you guarding him? Why is it even happening?
Right.
Hey, I'm like, hey, bro, get on him, and then you get on the smaller guy. That's just bad.
Right.
That's just bad team construction at that point in time. Like,
yeah, man, because it's like I like you say, man, it might be the curse of Steph Curry that like niggas that's big don't want to play like traditional bigs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, my opinion is like, I would prefer a player to be well-rounded. Like, I don't like the fact that like they had specific player types. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the early days of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because like if your center get isolated on the wing, you know what I'm saying, off a sideline inbound or whatever the case is, then what is he supposed to do when your best player is getting triple teamed and that's the nigga that you use for threes? You know what I'm saying? Like sitting there having all these different players, you know what I'm saying, with these specific, they bring specific things to the table, and then they getting shut down because they double teamed or the opposing team just got a lockdown defender. Well, what is the guy that's a rim protector supposed to do with the ball at the top of the key?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so I'm glad the game done changed to the point where you have bigs that do more than just, you know what I'm saying,
just the traditional, just give them the ball and just dunk.
Feel that traditional role, man. That's like your reliability in my eyes. I mean, definitely in today's game.
Yeah,
you know,
that's like it's like Rudy Gobert, for example. You take him out the paint, he's vulnerable. You might have to bench him. Because I remember I think the Warriors played the Jazz in the series. Well, I don't know if it was a playoff series or if it was just a regular season game. But long story short, they put him in a pick and roll, and he had to go in. Somehow he ended up guarding Steph Curry. And Steph Curry was just smoking his ass. I'm like, bro, like, why are y'all letting them do it? Like, at that point, Rudy Gobert became unplayable. They had to take him out the game.
Yeah, Steph, I remember that play. Steph hooked the hell. I know Steph was like, oh, I'm about to murder this nigga. Cause he danced with him for a couple moves, and then he just took ours. Like,
Did him bad, bro.
And it's like, damn, like, do y'all not train on lateral movement? Like, niggas don't know how to move left or right?
Bro, them big dudes, bro, that's a lot of mass. Like, that's a huge... Rudy Gobert is what, like 7'2", 7'3"?
It don't take a lot of movement, though, when a nigga...
Bro,
2 of your steps is 4 of his. Like, it don't take a lot of movement to keep up with him. Especially when we're past the key. He's inside the arc. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in the mind of, like, no matter how hard you practice on certain things, you just never gonna be that good at it. Like, my favorite player is Westbrook. He probably puts up maybe like 100 or so jumpers a day, but or threes. But when it comes to the actual game, he's just not good at shooting them. So that's why I said, like, and he's a hell of a player, but this is not, like, 3-point shooting is not his strength. So that's, and like, and you got other guys like one of my other players I like to watch, Giannis. I don't think Giannis, he would probably never be a good 3-point shooter. But I don't think he really needs it to be successful. All he needs to do is, like, develop, like, some more post moves and then get him, like, a solid, like, 15-foot jumper. And I would say if he could shoot the threes, then they'll be extra.
Right.
So, but anywho,
because unless they gonna triple team him before he get inside the arc, I mean, you're not gonna stop him from getting there.
Yeah. Oh, that boy, I don't think he ever come back to the league, bro.
Leonard.
Yeah. After the comments he said, I ain't seen him since.
Some crazy shit.
He said something about Jews, bro, and you know you can't say nothing about them. So he said something about them. It's like I guess he called them like a racial slur, like, and they said it's kind of like the N-word to them. I don't even remember. I won't say the word, but
I think maybe I seen it too. I think maybe I seen like it come across my phone.
This was what like 2-3 months ago when it happened. I think that he was playing Warzone and somebody killed him, and then he said the racial slur, and then after that it was like
they might have talked about that on All the Smoke. I don't know. So it did come.
They might have. I think they podcast addresses a lot of current events too. So, but anyway, let's get into these current playoffs, man. Let's
I just wanted to see, like, I was bringing up his highlights because I'm like, is he
Rudy
one
Gobert?
of the few big men that can't shoot the ball? You know what I'm saying, outside the paint?
Nah, Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like because all his highlights is blocks and dunks.
Yeah, he's a defensive center. He's not an offense like Karl Anthony Towns, like Jokic. Those are like offensive types of centers. Whew. Like those dudes can shoot the three, get mid range, and do like the dunks. But they defensively, they're not doing any of that. They're not doing that. That's why Rudy Gobert got like 2 or 3 defensive player of the year trophies. So, who you got winning the chip this year, man? Chip.
Man, I'd have who? Nets have to be my favorite, man.
The Nets.
They stacked. They stacked, man. All 3 of them guys are offensive monsters.
Yeah.
You can't guard Kyrie 1-on-1, period.
Nope.
Like at all.
None of them.
You can force Harden to his he left-handed, right? So you can force him to his right. But I mean, with the 2 other options he got on the squad, and who knows what work he did in the offseason to try to correct that, because after that Milwaukee series, last year or 2 years ago, after they put that plan in motion, forcing him right the entire series, you haven't really seen it again. Like nobody's really, you know what I'm saying, like when teams play him, they're not like, oh my god, like if we force him right, we can force him to put up bad shots. Like nobody's really pressing the issue on that, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't think that was a series though, because they in a different conference. I think that was just a regular season game where they did that. They might have did it twice in regular season.
They would have had to been in the finals.
Yeah. Damn. But I do remember that game, like that game in question that you was talking about.
Man. It was that made him look bad.
Yeah.
That made him look real bad. It was like in a moment, it's like he just couldn't figure out like how to adjust and but I mean when you the number one scorer, that's why the D'Antoni system was so bad, man. I'm the number one ball handler and the offensive scorer like that. That's dumb.
But the thing is, like, he had a lot of offensive weapons on that Rockets team. But that's what I was saying, like, I think I was talking to Terrence about this the other day. I was like, bro, if he would have played how he's playing now in Brooklyn when he was playing for the Rockets, they could have went to the finals, bro. At least once. I'm not saying he would have did it multiple times, but he could have got them there at least once. At least one time. And that one time should have been with Chris Paul.
His entire time down there though, he didn't have PJ Tucker and Eric Gordon though. Like those have really been like the best offensive scorers besides Clint that he's had since he's been down there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had Trevor Ariza, but I mean it wasn't much production with Trevor and beyond Trevor. Okay, him, Trevor.
He had like Gerald Green.
Gerald Green's like a dunker though.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen him hit.
He can shoot threes though. Joe Green can shoot threes.
I just haven't seen a lot of them from him.
Like the new improved Joe Green. At least when he was playing with the Rockets, he could shoot threes. Is he still in the league now?
He might be on somebody. I didn't even know who he was until videos of him just start going viral around that time because of all the dunks. So
yeah, I think I only heard of him when he was playing for the Rockets. He been in the league for like 10 years or something like that. He been in the league for a while, bro.
Oh, you saying he's been? Yeah,
he been in the league for a while. I didn't even know who he was until he started playing for the Rockets.
I didn't either. So like I was like, well, who is this? And then I looked him up and found out he had been in here for. I'm like, where do these players be? Where do they be hiding these players at, man?
I don't know, bro. Like I guess like they just started getting. I think most of his success probably came from when he was playing with the Rockets.
Yeah, maybe that's where he started getting the playing time. So
yeah. And then that fit their system though. They just shoot threes, and he does that very well. So that's why he was on the team.
All right, man. Well, you asked me my pick, man. Who's your pick?
Well, I'm gonna say who I wanted to go to the finals. And last year I got half of it right. I picked the Nuggets to go to the Western Conference Finals, and I picked the Clippers to meet them there, but that didn't happen. So.
Clippers been letting everybody down.
Man, I don't know what's going on with them though, but that's another story.
Doc Rivers still the coach, right?
Nah, Doc Rivers, he's coaching. He's the coach for the Sixers.
He did get fired. Oh, okay.
He's the coach for the Philadelphia 76ers currently.
Who the hell? Who's coaching the Clippers now?
Ty Lue. It's Ty Lue. My pick. I don't know, man. It's hard, man. The Lakers, they just lost today to the Phoenix Suns by like 9 points. So, and they didn't really look all that well. AD only scored like 13 points.
13-7, right?
13-7, and I don't know how many. He probably had like maybe like 3 assists or something like that. But if you're gonna tell me that AD is going to score that low of points and rebounds every game, then I can't confidently pick the Lakers because they not going, like, let's say if they do miraculously like beat the Suns and he plays that poorly, that next matchup is most people picking the Clippers to win that series. So if they face the Clippers, they're losing.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be the Nets versus. I'm gonna still take the Lakers, bro. I don't know why, but I'm gonna still take them. But I would just say who I wanted to make it out the West, the team I like the most is the Denver Nuggets, and I thought they could at least make it back to the Western Conference Finals, but they don't have Jamal Murray this season, so I was just like,
You been out the whole season?
Nah, he just got injured. I want to say, I think he tore his ACL like 2 or 3 months ago or something like that. So
that shit going around like the flu.
That's because they if the season was shortened, they played 72 games and they playing every other day along with back to backs. So like in a week you could probably play like, I heard some teams was playing like 3 or 4 games in a week.
Not to mention practice.
If you playing that many games a week, you probably not even practicing like that. You can't.
You can't be practicing.
You can't.
They got to be prioritizing resting between them games.
That's what I'm saying. So you just icing up and doing all that good stuff, and if you do practice, it's not full steam at all. You just literally just going through plays, and that's it. You just going through the motions with the playbook.
I need that effort on the game floor.
Exactly. So, but at the same time, it sucks. But they couldn't do any of that if the players didn't agree to it, because the players they want that money. They want the money.
I gotta see this. Okay, so Anthony Davis, 39 minutes, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 13. That is bad, man.
That's horrible.
That's a bad stat line.
Like compared to what he normally does, that's not good.
He played
LeBron didn't even go crazy today either, though.
Nah, but 18, 10, and 7.
That's pedestrian. Like LeBron. A normal LeBron stat would be like 25, 10, and 10 or something like that.
Andre Drummond. See, Anthony Davis put up Andre Drummond numbers. Cause Andre Drummond had 12 points and 9 boards.
How much did he? How many minutes did he play though?
19.
That's good for 19 minutes though. That's not bad production for 19 minutes. You say he got 10 points and 9 rebounds in 19 minutes?
12 and 9.
12 and 9. That's not bad at all.
Can take. God dang. They 3-point specialist paid 35. He 7, 2, and 2. Wasn't nobody spectacular.
He probably had to spend a lot of time guarding Devin Booker. Devin Booker would drop 34 on their head.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Caruso, 24 minutes, 10 points. Kuzma, 0 points, 19 minutes.
Yeah, Kuzma, like oh my, Kuzma, he's decent, but a lot of times he's hit or miss. Like next game, he'll probably come off the bench and drop 15 and then win the game just because he scored 15 points.
Montrezl Harrell, 12 points, 3 rebounds. Wesley Matthews, 2 points. And Talen Horton-Tucker, 2 points, 7 minutes.
How many minutes did Montrezl play?
He played 15.
15 minutes. And he got 12?
12, yeah.
It seemed like they bench was doing better than the starters.
Yeah, they gave you some decent numbers because your starting 5
and just based off of the final score, it was 99-90. The Suns. That's a defensive game. If a game doesn't get over 100, like over 100 points, that's a heavily defensive game there. So I like that.
Bench gave you 26 points. All right. Let's go Suns.
I ain't gonna lie, like I still wanted, like before the season started, I had the Lakers going back at the most to the Western Conference Finals, but it's like now, like they doing this, and I don't think LeBron and AD I don't think they healthy. I don't think they healthy.
Okay, so LeBron. Now that groin was his first year. That was
2018, I think.
That was his first year, right?
In the Lakers, yeah.
So because nobody even talked bad about them, not because they didn't make the playoffs because he had went down with the groin. Okay.
Well, so what? Okay, so he kind of shot himself in the foot. So he got the groin injury, and he came back. He was like, the media was asking him some kind of question. He was like, well, I'm gonna have to go into playoff mode early. And didn't make the playoffs. So that's what made him look bad when he said that.
I mean, even if he don't say that, it's still the fact of the matter is, if I don't step up my level of play, then we not gonna make it. So whether I say that or not, that doesn't change the situation. That doesn't change the stakes that's at play. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't change it, but it makes it worse though. When you say, I'm like, you saying it like you that nigga, like I'm finna activate. That's like Paul George saying, y'all ain't heard of playoff P?
Didn't he say that though?
He said it.
No, didn't LeBron say playoff mode activated? Because I remember, because Skip hate LeBron. You know he hated him. Oh well, this is your guy. He said playoff mode activated, and what happened?
Yeah.
Now he's sitting at home. Now he gets to watch everybody else in the West play from his couch.
Exactly. But that's why though. He said that.
Yeah, it is worse from that ass. It's worse because now everybody's gonna hold you accountable for what you say. And if you talking that talk like, yeah, I'm the GOAT, I'm that guy, fuck all them other teams, then yeah, it's like, well, LeBron, you did say all those things verbatim. You told her. Wait a minute, am I reading this right? You told Jamal Murray, fuck your couch. Is that a direct quote? Go on, man. I see your point, man. I see your point. That is worse, man. Because if a nigga, because if you put it in one of my favorite rounds in boxing, and the nigga say, I'm gonna whoop his ass, and he get his ass whooped.
But that's different
this
though.
Dumb ass nigga.
You can say that in boxing. That's 1-on-1. Like like Muhammad Ali used to tell people he gonna whoop their ass all the time, and that's what he did.
Say it,
yeah,
but if you going to get your ass whooped, then you look like a clown.
But that's like when you playing like a 1-on-1 type of sport, like boxing, tennis, stuff like that, or like golf. Those statements are easier to make because it's just you.
Nah,
you can't say that in a team. It's harder to do that type of stuff in a team game where sometimes you have to depend on your teammates.
I disagree with you only because you can be an undefeated fighter. You can be an undefeated fighter, right? Mm-hmm. You can be 30 wins in undefeated and 14 wins by way of knockout. Okay. You going up against a nigga like Deontay Wilder. Yeah, let's say you going up against a nigga like Deontay Wilder that he's knocked down everybody he's fought and knocked out everybody but Tyson Fury.
Oh yeah, ain't they about to have another rematch?
Oh yeah, it's going down.
So it's 1-1.
His bitch ass can't run no more. He was trying to run. It was in it was in the contract before they had the second fight. There was a rematch clause for Deontay because he was the champion. Okay. But Tyson Fury been trying to draw it out and trying to avoid the fight because he cheated in the last fight.
See, you know more about that boxing stuff than I do. Like, I'm not really like a fan of boxing, but I know they were saying like that Fury, he was a better boxer.
Oh yeah, he's a better boxer
than Wilder.
Deontay he doesn't have great boxing skills to have the wins that he has, right, to be where he is in his career. It's not the skill, it's the power.
He just strong as shit. Like
it's the power. That right hand just give niggas that bed in that blanket and lay their ass out. Yeah. He just put niggas to sleep, man. And yes, so he cheated in that second fight, man.
How so though? Like
something funny was going on with his gloves. Like they won. I wish I had a boxing glove, and as a big a fan I am, I should have some. But his glove was on his hand, but it wasn't fitted all the way on like a typical fighter had their fingers. You know what I'm saying? In their glove, fighting, throwing their fist. Mm-hmm. He had his glove like his hand was like his shit was halfway on. You know what I'm saying? So the part where your fingers go into and knuckle up, that part, no part of his hand was in, and you could tell because it was just flopping around the entire, like damn near the entire fight.
And they never stopped to check his glove?
They didn't stop to check the glove, which was crazy to me. They didn't check it after the fight. So he gets away with that. He stole that win. And the crazy thing is, Deontay had like he got exempt because he went to the hospital because he was seriously injured. Goes to the hospital, gets a head scan. He has now he has a dent. I can't remember which side of the head it's on, but he has a dent. You know what I'm saying, in his skull. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard people say that the fist is not, you know what I'm saying, the bones in your hand are not physically strong enough to break this bone here. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they saying it had to be a blunt object. That's what Deontay's doctor is saying.
So you think they had? Cause I heard that boxers doing something like they would like the tape. They would harden the tape or something like that, like the plaster, something like that. Yeah. You think that's what he did?
He was hardening his hand wrap. Nah. From what his doctor is saying, it was like a blunt object. Not like it was his hand wraps. Cause guys, because I've seen different fighters get beat up with opposing guys having hardened hand wraps, and they just usually it's like they're tired. Like if they taking a lot of headshots, usually there's a lot of swelling and a lot of bleeding. If there's you know what I'm saying, constant punishment. But nah, from what they saying, man, from what his doctor's saying, it seems like it was like a blunt object that hit his hand, and most likely it was something like an egg weight. You know what I'm saying, that he had in his glove, and it's just like
what the hell is that?
An egg weight. Like it's just a weight shaped like an egg.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Like it just be something like an egg weight is used for like I guess calisthenics. It's something that like boxers typically use. Like boxers will use like weights on their hands or whatever and practice combinations. You know what I'm saying, to up their hand speed.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it would be used for. How something like that is overlooked is beyond me.
But you know what?
Because you have because their hands are being wrapped live in front of a camera. And then you got a guy from your camp. Like if we was fighting, I was seeing a guy from my camp to watch you get your hands wrapped. You seeing a guy from your camp to watch me get my hands wrapped. So I don't know how that was.
It was probably already like pre-staged though. If you see somebody wrap your hands, I'm like, all right, that's cool. But after that, you throwing a glove on, so they could have just already slipped it inside the glove.
That's true.
So
that's true. That's true. That's crazy though, man.
So is that like? So I guess that once that one dude got outed for hardening his tape. Is that why they started doing that live so nobody else could do that?
You said hardening his
like with the plaster or whatever it was.
They should have been doing that before then. I don't know the specifics on like how they ended up catching him cheating, but I know one of the guys he cheated got a rematch. I'm trying to think of his name because he well-known boxer. He's I think he Puerto Rican. Miguel Cotto was one of the guys he cheated. Yeah. Miguel Cotto came back and whooped his ass.
Oh, he cheated him?
Yeah, he cheated him in they first fight. And then when it came out that he was a cheater, the nigga was still denying. Margarito was still denying it, but even though the proof was out there and he couldn't deny it, but he was still in they face off with Max Kellerman. He was still denying it. He's like, I didn't cheat. He was like, I beat him fair and square. He was like, I don't know about them allegations. He's like, they can't prove none of that. He was like, he want the rematch. He's like, here we are. He's like, I'm gonna beat him. Man, he got his ass whooped.
I mean, shoot, man, a liar just gonna be a liar. he gonna just stick with it.
I mean, shit, you still getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it does call into question the other wins though. How many of your fights did you cheat in?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Because when they did that with when they found out what's the biker dude? Was it Lance Armstrong?
I don't know. I don't even know what you referencing.
The dude, like, you know, like with the bikers, the cyclists, like with the Tour de France stuff.
Okay.
You don't remember that? Like we was just like, I think he got called out about that. Like when we was in like, I think like elementary school or something. This is years ago.
Nothing like that. The only thing I was into was Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. That was it.
Maybe it wasn't like elementary school. It was probably like a little after that. Cause I seen some type of special, but long story short, I can't remember what they did to him, but he got ousted as a cheater. Cause he was like, I think he was taking like PEDs or something, and cause like a Tour de France is hard to win, they was like, how does this nigga, like the same nigga keeps winning every year? Like how is this possible? Like what is he doing to keep winning? Right. And then they was like, I can't remember the full story, but I think he got ousted as a cheater basically though. And I think one of the things that they were saying, and you could look it up for yourself, they were saying that it was like a new technique to cheat. It was called blood doping. They would take some of your blood and store it. And then when it was time for you to compete, they would take the blood that they stored and it'll be fresh somehow. And then they'll put that blood back into your own bloodstream, and then you'll be like kind of like revitalized in a way.
This with the dude in the cycling competition.
I believe that's what he was doing. If it wasn't him, it was other people that was doing the same thing. It was people that was doing the blood doping. So
I don't be in the. I like things to be fair and square, so I don't get into different ways people be cheating, but it's amazing to me, like all these different ways that people cheat, like even how people cheat on drug tests. Like I had to ask a guy, I said, hey, bro, you smoke, man. How do you get around these drugs? Oh man, I just go get some fake piss from something. I'm like, they sell fake. I'm like, bro, what type of world we living in, man? Like this stuff be crazy to me, man. The extremes people go to.
People, they be putting too much time and energy into the wrong stuff instead of just doing it the right way.
Like, man, like something like that, you can't even. I would think you can't legalize. You know what I'm saying? Because that somebody would.
Type in blood doping.
All right.
Because as soon as that pop up,
Armstrong,
yeah,
the subject of doping allegations after he won the 1999 Tour de France. For years, he denied involvement in doping.
Yeah, so I was right. It did have something to do with blood doping. I just can't remember exactly. I think how I explained it earlier. I think that's how it's done, but I'm not necessarily sure. Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Like, hell, the nickname Big Tex. Where is nigga? Oh wow, he's from America. Okay, that's how he got the nickname Big Tex. Whoa, he won 7 times.
Yeah, huh? That's why, bro. That shit is hard to win. He was winning them bitches like he was winning them like damn near every year for like 10 years or something like that. It's crazy.
They say 7 years straight.
It was 7 years straight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 99 to 05.
So if that was that was I think that is about right. So if we 05, we was what in like
05, we should have been in middle school.
So that's like 7th grade.
Yeah. We was in middle school because with 07, I was I in 7th grade? Oh well, yeah, 8th grade would have been 8th grade 06, 07, and then freshman 08. I mean 07, 08. Yeah, I was freshman 07, 08. Yeah. Oh, I'm tripping.
I don't know how. I don't know, but it's around that time, like from elementary to middle school. So I'm gonna just stick with that. But I do remember that though. I'm like, that's crazy. Cause I think I seen something. They like the police had busted in on one dude. He was doing that shit like, and they was filming him as he was blood doping. They caught his ass. They bust in on him and everything. I don't even know how the police, like, how the fuck the police gonna come in, like, I don't know how that goes, because he's not breaking the law necessarily. Like, you just busting this nigga crib because he blood doping. What? Like, how is that possible? Why did you do that?
Ooh, he received a lifetime ban.
Yeah.
From all agencies that follow the World Anti-Doping Code.
Yep.
That ended his cycling career.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like it's a lot of dudes in the league that's in the NBA that be taking PEDs and stuff too though. I ain't gonna say nobody's name, but I think you know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Hey, Kobe it's funny because I think I do know who you talking about, but Kobe had an issue with your favorite player because he didn't like some of the shit he was taking.
Who, Westbrook?
Yeah, not that he never got caught taking anything in legal substance.
Mm-hmm.
He felt like some of the supplements he was taking shouldn't. He had an issue with it. I don't know if Kobe took supplements, but I would think that if you have an issue with somebody else taking supplements, then you can't do it. Like if you got a problem with people wearing red shirts, well, nigga, we should never see you in red.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have to say, because he had an issue with Westbrook taking supplements, that he wasn't taking supplements. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Westbrook is he does take supplements. He at least endorses certain supplements, like certain protein powders that you see in the store.
Yeah.
And I think that would, to my knowledge, that's what Kobe was referring to, because that's the only thing I know for Westbrook to be involved in. But I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with you taking protein powder. Like it's, you have to put the work in order for it to get the full effect from it, versus a steroid that just, you know, stimulates muscle growth. You know, well, because they both will stimulate muscle growth, but you have to put in that work, you know what I'm saying, for that protein. I can't just go buy some protein powder, make 17 shakes, drink them throughout the week, and go from 140 to 160. It ain't working like that. I gotta go to the gym, I gotta put some work in still. You know what I'm saying? That's just to help you to, you know what I'm saying? Protein powder just helps you to
recover a little bit too, though. So
recover or to fill in
Supplement
some
a meal.
deficiencies if you're not getting enough protein in your diet. So
yeah, but this is like
with that.
those allegations you just brought up. That's new to me. I never heard that before. Like, and I'm like,
which ones you talking about?
You said Kobe was
Kobe.
accusing Westbrook of
I was like,
I never heard of that. When was this? I never heard of that.
This was years ago. This was obviously before his retirement. It was probably like 2 to 3 years before his retirement that he had like called him out on it.
He said this in the media?
Yeah, because it was in the media that I was reading it. You weren't gonna hear this on like First Take and stuff like that. It wasn't that big. But it was in like third party media, like outside the league.
Yeah, I'm finna say I never heard of that stuff. I
ain't got no problem with nothing like that. But I'm sick of these fighters that's getting busted for PEDs and other banned substances, and then they want to blame it's the meat I'm eating. Well, nigga, quit eating that fucking meat, man. I'm so sick of that shit. Canelo Alvarez then got busted for PEDs, and he want to claim it's tainted meat in Mexico. Nah, nigga, you a millionaire. We don't want to hear that shit, and you a champion. You gotta cut this shit out, man.
Yeah.
You gotta cut this shit out. He even got busted before, and it's damn. I want to name somebody else so it don't seem like I'm hating on Canelo, even though I think that nigga's running from anybody that can give him a real fight. But I can't think of nobody else that got busted for. I think they say Pacquiao, maybe Pacquiao.
I have heard of him, but it's like, you like, what is he like, 44?
I think Floyd 44, so Pacquiao 42.
Okay, but I would say if you a 40-year-old man, your testosterone is naturally on a decline.
Yeah, but it's different when you active though.
I mean, it might be, but it ain't gonna be as high as like a boxer that's like 25.
Nah, not
that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily believe that. So I don't want to say I'll give him a pass, but I understand why somebody that's like a 40-year-old man would take it, because if you finna fight somebody that's like 10, 15 years younger than you, you might need that.
Yeah.
You might need that extra boost. Yeah. Cause he just beat the shit out of somebody, some Mexican dude, like not too long ago.
Okay,
yeah.
Nah, he ain't Mexican. That's Keith Thurman. He beat 2 years ago.
What the hell is he then?
Keith Thurman probably black and white. He probably mulatto.
He looked like Hispanic to me, but okay.
That's because of that haircut he like to keep.
Yeah, he had braids, didn't he?
Yeah, he usually get his hair braided for his fight, so his hair don't come out that ponytail.
That's what
when he not fighting.
He didn't look no type of black. Nothing. I just thought he was just Hispanic though. So, but okay.
I think he black and white, man. Cause oh my god,
Pacquiao did him nasty.
I'm gonna have to do, man. I'm about to do some updates on the boxing world, cause it's so much I want to talk about in that realm, man. Like, man, R.I.P. Manny Pacquiao, man. He was a great fighter. He was legendary. One of the best to ever do it. But he signed that contract with Earl Spence, and yeah, his wife needs to get her goodbyes in now, because that nigga ain't walking out that ring.
So you saying so what round is he making it to? Well, but matter of fact, how many rounds are they scheduled to fight?
Oh, they scheduled to fight 12.
So when is the fight stopping?
Did you see what Earl did in his first fight back from that car accident?
I did not. I don't keep up with boxing.
He beat the shit out of Danny Garcia.
Okay.
And Danny Garcia,
how many rounds though?
Younger. They went all 12 rounds, and he beat the shit out of him all 12 rounds.
He couldn't knock him out?
Nah, he couldn't knock him out. Man, I don't. It's funny. I like when people be like, "Oh, he ain't knocked that nigga out." Like, some people just have a granted. Some niggas just have a really good chin.
Yeah.
Like, and Danny dude, he didn't fought Zab Judah. He didn't fought Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. He ain't never been.
Oh, so he done been around the block.
Yeah, like he got a really good chin, and Sean Porter do too. But Earl put him down. He put him down for the count. But
he's certified. But Sean Porter is old though. He's like 40 something.
Sean Porter ain't no 40.
I'm thinking of the wrong dude.
You thinking of his daddy? Cause his daddy trainer. They got the same name.
No,
I think they got the same name.
Who was that that fought Floyd?
Nah, his name Kenny. You talking about Maidana?
No, the other black dude, bro. I thought his name was Sean Porter that fought Floyd a couple years ago.
Sean Porter did not fight Floyd Mayweather.
What the hell is this dude? I can see
Andre
him.
Berto? Other black dude. Shane Mosley.
I think that
Sugar Shane
Yeah. That's what I thought that was.
He about 40 something.
That's what I was like. I'm like, ain't that nigga 40? I'm like, okay. I'm sure thinking that's what you talking about.
Nah, this Sean Porter.
Oh yeah, he kind of do look like Sugar Shane though.
That's Sean Porter, and that nigga trained by his dad.
So when is this? Well, it's about boxing, but it's not like mainstream boxing.
Yeah, you talking about one of these Triller events?
I don't even know what that is, but I'm saying like, so when is the Mayweather and the Jake Paul fight supposed to be?
I think that's that's probably with Mayweather involved. I don't know if it's Triller or not. It might be. As long as Floyd get the money, I don't think he even care who where it broadcasts. That's in June. It might be the 12th.
Okay, so that's pretty much around the corner then, for real. Okay.
Yeah, this.
What if, like, hypothetically though, what if Jake Paul actually like beats Mayweather?
Oh, if he beat that nigga, it's got to go on the nigga record. That's his first career loss. Personally, I feel like he lost against this Mexican fighter Castillo, and if you watch the fight, he beat Floyd ass. All 12. They went 12 rounds, and I really feel like he only won because of his namesake and his projection in the sport. And don't get me wrong, like, he still panned out to be a great fighter, but he lost that fight, man. Like, I'm a fan of boxing before any boxer. Like, he lost that fight against Castillo, but they on his record is logged as a win. So, you know, he's undefeated. But if he go in this exhibition or whatever the fuck they want to call it,
I think it's a fight, because the exhibition is only 3 rounds. So anything above 3 rounds is categorized as a fight.
Well, post retirement, this nigga done took plenty of exhibitions. So.
Yeah, cause he fought the Asian dude, didn't he?
Oh my god, that dude sold that fight so horribly. Oh my, I showed somebody that reason. I said, look at this the shit he be doing. That's why I can't fool with this post career shit that this nigga be on, man.
Look, man,
look at the shit his opponents be doing.
If they told me to get in the ring and they gonna pay me $10-20 million to get my ass whooped by Floyd, I'm doing it. Hey, sign me up, man. I take a massive L for $20 million. I'd rather fight him than Mike Tyson. I would even fight Mike Tyson currently.
I was finna say I'll take the L because I ain't got the experience, but I'm not finna sit there and sell it like that. That's ugly, man.
It don't matter. Hey, man, you got $20 million. So who's it's no losers in this. In real life, nobody took an L.
It's the guy that Asian dude was a kickboxer too, right? So
he was?
Like, he was.
I thought he was an actual, I thought he was a boxer too though. I never seen it. I never watched that fight. I just seen the clip where the dude, like you said, he was selling it and he was just, like, Floyd punched him one time. He's just he's just everywhere.
He failed twice.
Yeah.
And, oh my god.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Terrible.
That was horrible.
That's the first time I've seen somebody imitate slipping on oil in a boxing match like that. That was ridiculous. I was like, man, I'm so glad I ain't pay for that. So, yeah,
I think that one was an exhibition though. That wasn't like a real. That wasn't a real categorized as a fight.
They were classifying it as a exhibition. Oh damn! I guess that's why he logged that fight against McGregor as a win, because I thought
it was scheduled for 12, but it went 9.
And I'm thinking it was scheduled. I thought it was labeled as exhibition.
Nah, that was scheduled for 12 rounds, and I ain't gonna lie, they should have let, like, Floyd. McGregor, he was eating a lot of punches by Mayweather, but Mayweather currently doesn't have the strength to really knock anybody out. So they should have just let the fight. They should have just kept the fight going.
My opinion, man, he wasn't even really hitting him with enough. The flurry wasn't even bad enough that I think that justified stopping that fight. I just think
I don't either. They should have just kept it going. But
I think that was part of their program. Okay, if Floyd started putting it on him, or vice versa, we gonna if he had started putting it on Floyd, that they weren't gonna stop that, because they was gonna preserve that nigga record. But the moment Floyd started putting it on him, oh, that's it. I was like, oh, these niggas done cheated everybody out of this pay-per-view and them seats.
I mean, it did go for 9 though, so that is pretty long in a boxing fight. But I watched that live. I'm like, it's no way the referee should have stopped that fight, man.
I've seen niggas take worse beatings in so many fights. Like, come on.
Because sometimes like niggas be out on their feet. He wasn't even out on his feet. He was getting hit, but he wasn't like I said, like Floyd ain't knocked somebody out in years.
Yeah, I think it's been over a decade.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, just based off of that, I'm like, he knows how to punch, but he doesn't have the force to knock people out anymore.
Like that, I done seen guys, they knees on the ground, they still taking punches, and the ref still ain't stepped in.
Yeah.
So for the ref to step in on that, I was like, man, that's...
Shoot, we done even seen worse than that in the UFC.
Right.
I'm talking about you get hit with anything over there. Only thing you can't do is hit somebody in the groin area, eye gouge, and stomp somebody while they on the ground.
And you can you do like a...
Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that either.
Can't do that, right?
Nah,
okay.
you can't do that either.
That is crazy. Like that... That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I forgot what I think they call like a some kind of chop when you do this or something. Like if you got them on the ground, cause like you could elbow somebody like on like if they're on their feet. But when you get them on the ground, like that's I don't know if they consider that like a cheap move to do, cause like you hit somebody with this on the ground. This is like the sharpest thing on your body. You hit somebody with this on the ground, they gonna be leaking instantly.
Oh hell, that's where John Jones got his first loss from. Some guy he was fighting, he did that too. They disqualified him.
Yeah, cause you can't do it.
Yeah.
So you said they could disqualify John Jones?
Yeah, cause he did that move.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you can't do that.
An elbow, and they were like, whoa. They
yeah.
disqualified him real quick. He was like, oh, I didn't know. He was like, don't blame them. He was like, I didn't know. He said, nah, no. He said, I'll do better going forward. Cause like when I've seen his record. I saw like the 20 plus wins or whatever with the one loss. I'm like, but they always talk about him being undefeated. I'm like, how the hell he got a lot? I'm like, so I did.
So they might not count that one then. That's what they say. Like, yeah, he got it, but we don't believe.
He really is undefeated. Like, I mean, that's a disqualification. Like, nobody beat him. So
technically, I don't know. That's kind of weird area there, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, for the sake of your resume, you call it whatever it is. If it's a disqualification, a draw, a loss, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You call it what it is. But in reality, if I was disqualified from the match for, you know what I'm saying, because an illegal move, it just be like from boxing, from like hitting somebody with a low blow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you get disqualified for them, the guy didn't beat you. You know what I'm saying? You got disqualified.
So you know what I'm saying? You technically beat yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You fucked yourself up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you know or you didn't know. But in boxing, you know you can't hit a nigga below the belt.
Right.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know, that's that was surprising to me. I was like when I saw that and they disqualified him, I'm like, damn, you can't all the other shit that y'all be the karate chops, the key to air. I'm like, damn, you can't.
I can't remember the specific reason as to why. I'm pretty sure it's for their safety. I mean,
it's funny we talking about safety in a fight.
Yeah, but that right there, like, it's just something about that move. Though I think they consider it like a cheap move, and it's for their safety. Yeah, you could die in there, but 9 times out of 10, you would like. If something was to happen, you probably like rather die fighting on your feet or something than just having somebody on you just doing this.
While we've been talking about this whole crossover fighting stuff, it rose a question. I came up with a question.
Okay.
So people are giving Jake Paul and his brother Logan hell. Well, primarily Jake Paul, not Logan, because Logan only fought another YouTuber, KSI.
Okay.
But Jake Paul has been fighting people that aren't trained in the art of boxing, and Nate Robinson and Ben Askren. And my thing is, how you giving them all that grief, but nobody had nothing to say when it came to Mayweather and the white boy, McGregor. I ain't hear nobody saying, you know, oh, he shouldn't do that because he's not a boxer. Like, I didn't really hear nobody firmly take that stance and oppose the fight just because they were disciplined in two different martial arts.
I think that's because at the end of the day, both of those dudes are still classified as fighters. Jake Paul, he's a fighter, but he's an amateur. Nate Robinson, he's a basketball player. And he just, like, I don't understand why people think like I could just do this. Like, I can just get in here, whoop this man's ass, and call it a day. Like, when you have no training, you have no background in anything. Like, that's just overconfidence at its finest. And he paid the price for it. He got knocked the fuck out.
That's ego, man. It's ego telling you that I'm not gonna get in there. The white boy ain't doing it.
That's what it was. He thought he was just a regular white dude. Like, it was gonna be. And no, like, you could literally tell, like, Nate Robinson he was not trained enough for that. You can't, like, Jake Paul, or who was it? Jake, or who he fought? Jake or Logan?
It was Jake.
It was Jake. So,
yeah.
And Jake Paul, he been actually trying to box, like, professionally. Like, so he's taking it serious. He has all the skill and everything, and you got just Nate Robinson might as well just be a nigga off the street.
Yeah, you can't like when you you can't go in there emotional. That's for one. Like, you can't go in there emotional. Like, you have to be calm because you have to think in a boxing. You have to be like, you see how he rushed him?
I was just I see bits and pieces of the fight. I didn't see the whole thing.
Like, to sit there and think, to sit there and have one plan of attack, you bound to lose. You know what I'm saying?
But that's all he know, because he's looking at it as a street fight. This is not a street fight. Like, you facing a man that's technically sound in the art of boxing. You can't, like, it's not gonna work.
Nah, and
it's just like
it didn't,
bro. Like, so my homeboy, he was like, what'd he say? He said, yeah, man, if I get into a fight, I ain't never let a nigga kick me in the face. I said, what?
Okay.
I'm like, he was like, I don't care if they train or not. I'm like, huh? I'm like, nigga, I couldn't take him serious no more after he said it, because I'm like, bro, like, do you understand? It's niggas that's literally like MMA fighters. They get kicked in the face all the time.
Yeah.
By people that practice these arts, and you a nigga that you don't do anything. Yeah, you used to box.
Work out.
He was in shape and everything. Like, he used to box, but it's just like, it's no comparison, bro. This man's gonna whoop your ass.
But that wasn't, like, my comment wasn't even directed to him specifically. It's just like, niggas be like, oh, that'll never happen to me. Like, nigga, you
come on, man.
You smoke and drink all day. How the fuck you gonna stop an athlete from whooping your ass from here?
That's what I'm saying.
To South Grand.
And it didn't even have to be somebody that boxed. Like you just said, an athlete, somebody that live in the gym. Like, I'm just like, come on, man. It was just ridiculous for him to say that.
Man, that just proves that old saying correct, man. Like, everybody got a plan so they get punched in the face.
Facts.
Cause a nigga fold real quick, man. Like you punch somebody in the face, you gonna see how they react under pressure.
Bro, like, so another friend of mine, he live in Miami, and he used to practice like karate and all this other shit. I'm just like, okay, nigga. I was like, all right. He was like, he had the audacity to say if he fought Floyd Mayweather, he was gonna win. I said,
what type of fight we talking about? Because Floyd only gonna fight in the round where Floyd got the advantage.
But with him, it didn't matter. He could have used his martial arts. He could have used all his skills. It did. None of that shit was gonna help him win, bro. Floyd was gonna be there. Oh, you gonna crane kick? All right, boom, it's over. Just go home and get up out of here, bro.
What was this nigga built like, man? What was his height?
He built bad.
Hell nah,
bro. And I'm not saying this to like talk about him like that or nothing, bro. But I just remember we literally, like, I had to sit here for like 30 minutes to an hour and explain to this nigga that you can't do that. Like, you just like there's no way. It's like, it's not happening.
That's like, man, that's so funny, man. It's so funny when people say that, man, because it's like, you really don't respect people in their craft when you say shit like that, man.
Yeah, that's like, oh yeah, if I see LeBron, I'm busting his ass. What? You gon' what? Like it's over with, bro.
Man, you let Tyron from down the street give you 13 and kick us off the court, nigga. Did you give LeBron 30?
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. It's just ridiculous, bro. Like, come on, bro. Niggas, I'm just convinced. Niggas will say anything, man. It don't matter.
There you go. What's up? Can I? What? I'm shooting. He said, "Oh, that's man, you acting like a kid."
Oh man, it's all good. Let's wrap it up, bro. It's been going on long enough, man.
Yeah, it has though, man.
Yeah,
Dang, man, we had an hour and 10. We talking about some. Oh, that's hilarious. That was funny. Thanks for that laugh.
Yeah, that was funny. All right, y'all, man. We finna sign out, man. To the next one, y'all.
To the next one, man. We out of here. Peace.
Oh my god, man, that was funny.
That was.